Gamers of the internet, I've been a Star Wars fan since before I had self-awareness. I don't think there's a single piece of Star Wars media I dislike. I even think The Rise of Skywalker has its good points. With Andor Season 2 fully wrapped up now, it's gotten me in the mood to play some Star Wars video games. As it happens, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a game I got for free years ago on the Epic Games Store. The timing really couldn't be more perfect. Not only am I looking for Star Wars games to play, but I've also been making videos testing out the free Epic games to see if they're even worth collecting in the first place. You can check out those videos on the card here if you're interested. Even though this timing seems perfect, I still had my reservations about booting up Battlefront. This game came out years ago. Haven't I missed my chance to have fun in it by now? Even though I had uncertainties about playing this game, I decided to boot up Star Wars Battlefront 2 for the first time ever. I mean, hell, better 7 years late than never! And I'm so glad I did, because Star Wars Battlefront 2 is one of the most fun games I've ever played. I thought if I tried to begin playing Battlefront 7 years after its release, I'd have a miserable time. I thought that the FBI would break down my door, arrest my family, and shoot my dog. But I'm happy to report that didn't happen. In fact, the experience of playing Battlefront is phenomenal even after all this time. There were still lots of players, including a lot of newer players like me. And yeah, max level veterans certainly do exist, but getting my ass whooped by them every now and then didn't take away from the fun I was having. I clearly like Battlefront 2, but what is it exactly? Put simply, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a large-scale first-person shooter where two teams of 20 players fight over objectives to win the game. If you've ever played the Battlefield games, it's pretty similar to those. The difference being, rather obviously, instead of playing as generic military men, you get to play as the heroes and villains from the Star Wars franchise. It doesn't matter how old I get, playing as a dripped-out clone trooper takes me back to the magic of my diaper-wearing days. This game is a love letter to every era of Star Wars. These battles take place in instantly recognizable locations from all 40-plus years of the Star Wars legacy. Places like Hoth from the original trilogy, Geonosis from the prequels, some third location from the Disney era. Battling over these iconic locations is a truly magical experience. Pushing forward on the rebel base as a stormtrooper really makes you feel like a fascist. The visuals of Battlefront bring these locations to life. The game is downright beautiful. The lighting, the particles, it's gobsmackingly immersive. Forget VR. Playing this game with a theater setup would be enough to convince me I was the protagonist of a new Sword Art Online spin-off. Playing as troopers, rebels, and clankers from across the vast galaxy of Star Wars is a phenomenal concept that's perfectly realized in this game. As good as the visuals and immersion is, those things are meaningless if the game isn't fun on a fundamental level. But obviously, I think it is. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making this video. Everything about the gameplay of Battlefront 2 is kind of masterful. But to start, let's address the class system. I thought I would only like playing as the basic assault class, because I'm a generic white man and I have no taste. To my surprise though, I thought playing as every class was incredibly fun. There are 4 classes in total, and each one gets a different selection of weapons and cooldown-based abilities unique to them. The abilities specifically are what makes every class fun to play, but they're all fun in totally different ways. Starting with the wonder bread of the game, the Assault class. This class's identity is all about being a close-range operative. Someone who wants to be rushing toward the enemy faster than a Minecraft YouTuber rushing toward jail time. To aid in this playstyle, the Assault class has a devastating close-range shotgun, as well as a short-range baby monitor that can detect enemies through walls. but only in a very small radius and for a limited time. The second class is the Heavy. This class is all about standing in one spot and telling the enemy, "Peek me, I dare you." Instead of a shotgun, this class can equip a giant fucking minigun that's great at turning the enemy team into Swiss cheese. They also have a forward-facing shield ability that protects most of their body, at the cost of moving slower than a turtle in a hotbox. These abilities make the Heavy exceptionally good at holding positions or covering advancing allies under a cloak of hellfire. The third class is the Officer, and I don't really know what their role is supposed to be. They have an ability that can boost health of nearby allies, which makes them seem like they're supposed to be a support type class, but they also have an ability that's just an AI-controlled turret? Don't get me wrong, I think this class is also super fun to play, particularly using that turret, but I can't quite figure out what their identity is supposed to be. So I'm just gonna label them as the wild card, and move on. Finally, we have the Specialist. This class surprised me the most with how much fun it was to play. It's a sniper class, something I usually hate. But this class has a lot more going on than just sniping. One of their abilities equips them with this 3-round burst rifle that's a lot easier to use up close than their sniper. This ability also hides you from enemy radar during its duration. This means that the Specialist class isn't just a cowardly sniper, but they're also a cowardly infiltrator. Their last ability aids with both playstyles. You hold up a pair of thermal goggles that shows you every enemy in front of you, even through walls. This ability is good for sniping, it's good for sneaking, it's probably good for spying if that's what you're into, you pervert. So those are the classes. Each one has a very distinct and fun playstyle. They all have different strengths and weaknesses, and figuring out how to best use each one is incredibly enjoyable. But there's even more variety to this game than just these 4 base classes. During the match, you have the option to play as elite units and legendary heroes. Each of these units have their own set of abilities, identities, and playstyles. If I tried to get into how all of them worked, we'd be here until Battlefront 3 came out. So I'll skip the details. The point is, each of these characters add so much more to the game by simply existing. As you would hope, they're also significantly stronger than the regular soldiers you normally play as. I mean, it would be really pathetic if Bill from Rebel Accounting could 1v1 Darth Vader. To make sure things stay balanced, and to prevent everyone from just playing as the best elite units all the time, Star Wars Battlefront 2 employs one of its most brilliant ideas from a gameplay perspective: battle points. During the match, you'll accumulate battle points for eliminating enemies and playing the objective. Once you've earned enough, you can spend these battle points to play as the elite units and heroes. Even if you're dogshit at the game, the matches last long enough that you're pretty much guaranteed to get to play as even the most expensive characters at least once. But if you're doing super well, you can keep playing as the elite units with essentially no downtime. This system caters to both hyper-casual players and more competitive players. It's brilliant. I've been glazing this game pretty hard so far, but I don't think it's perfect. Here at the end of the video, I should probably talk about some of the things I don't like as much. First off, I think the progression is a tad slow. I've been playing for over 6 hours, and I haven't unlocked a single new weapon yet. Come on, I'm an American! I expect guns to be handed to me for doing something as trivial as walking into a Walmart. Star cards are unlocked a lot more frequently, but that entire system is just kinda fucked. For those who don't know, star cards are the remnants of a now absent loot box mechanic that was mercilessly executed for being a dogshit system. Star cards are boring, numerical, and objective upgrades to your characters. Some of them do replace default abilities with new ones, but I haven't unlocked any of them yet. Again, progression is pretty slow. And getting killed by someone with maxed out star cards will always feel kinda bad. I also think this game struggles a little bit with the controls. Specifically, driving vehicles in this game sucks. I struggle driving these vehicles more than I struggle driving home from the bar on karaoke night. Not because I'm drunk, but because the sound of drunken singing bursts my eardrums and my sense of balance. These bad controls are even present in the Starfighter game mode. After some finagling, I did eventually make the ships feel okay to pilot, but the best controls in the world couldn't save this game mode from boring me to death. The problem isn't the gameplay, the dogfighting, or anything like that. The problem is how fucking long these matches go on for. The footage of my single Starfighter battle is 20 minutes long. And I quit that match early! Obviously, the existence of a bad game mode doesn't make the separate good game modes worse, so this isn't a huge deal, but I thought it was worth mentioning. And I think that's really all I need to say about Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's a great game. If you're avoiding it because you think you've missed the boat, I promise you, you haven't. You absolutely can still play it and have a great time. Hell, if you're an extremely antisocial gamer and you're afraid of having to play online, this game has a fully functional offline mode against bots. It has every weapon already unlocked, and you can pick any of the maps to play on. The existence of bots means that this game can never truly die. Just like Star Wars itself, it's eternal. If you liked this video, then consider leaving a like or a subscribe, or better yet, watching another one of my videos. The video linked on the end card here is supposedly the best video for you to watch. So go ahead and trust it. What could possibly go wrong? Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Please remember to stay positive and have a wonderful day, everyone.